This is going to be a yellow ellipse because, Pac-Man's yellow. Grab this bar here, and then look, that easily, we made a little Pac-Man character. And then if we draw more of these circles, I'm going to hold down the Alt key, and I can just do that. Today we're going to learn all about shapes in Adobe Illustrator, and if you want to check out the other videos that come before this, just click right here and go to that playlist. Let's continue and let's learn about shapes. In the left menu, you see there's an option for square. We're going to left click on that, bring it over to the artboard and draw a square. If before you let go, if you hold the Shift key, you can draw a perfect square. If you don't, if you just draw it normally without holding Shift, you can draw some sort of rectangle. Okay, I'm going to go back to my direct selection tool. The shortcut is hitting V, or you can just click up here. And then I'm going to click and select this object. This is a perfect square. And notice in the corners, we've got these little circles here. If I hold this down, well, if I mouse over it, you get this kind of this curve icon. But if I left click and just hold down, and then I drag inward, all the corners will be affected. I can adjust all these corners to be curved, even down to a perfect circle because it was a perfect square. But you can do this to rectangles as well. Over here, as an example, I can curve these like so. But what if we were in a situation where we wanted to kind of curve it, but this curve over here, we want it to be a major curve? How could we do that? It's okay. Just instead of click and dragging, just give it a single click. Left click right here, left click. Now notice the circle has changed. If you can see that, these circles are filled in. The circle is more like just a blank circle. This is saying that this one can now move on its own. So I can grab that, drag it in now, and it'll move that one only. This would be a great time to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It's quick, easy, and it's free. So that gives you some freedom to change each one separately. So you know what? I also wanted to change this one, so I'm going to left click once. It's in that mode, and I can move it this way. And it looks like we kind of made some sort of lemon. If you come over here to the shape tool, you can see if I left click on that rectangle shape, I actually get more options. I can make this a rectangle, an ellipse, polygon, star, or a line. So let's choose the ellipse. And I'm going to hold down my Shift key just so it's a perfect ellipse and not just an oval. If I didn't do that, you get something like that. Then let's change the color of these. So I'm going to hit V for the selection tool, select my perfect circle, and then go over here to the fill option, double click that. And let's choose in this bar, I'm just going to choose the red section, and then let's choose left click here, hit OK. And so now we have a perfect red circle. I'm going to hover over the corner. So I get this icon that's going, this is the resize or scale icon. Hit the Shift key, make this bigger. And I'm just going to move this like so, move this out of the way. I'm just going to delete that one by hitting the delete key. So I'm going to select the shape. So let's just say the thing that we're trying to create is kind of like a circle, but not really a circle. The circle is our starting point. So for instance, I can click on this little circle here that's outside, left click on it, and then just go up. So now I'm getting more of a pie shape. Here's like a Pac-Man shape. And I can make this all the way to, maybe I just want a little piece of pie right there. So if I was going to make this, I could have just started with a triangle and then curved it. Or I said, you know what's going to save me a lot of time if I just make a circle, left click here, and then just boom, I've made it really quick. That's a quick way to manipulate that shape. And again, I can still grab these bars and then move them to further adjust. So if I was making some kind of Pac-Man scene, I would just, really quickly, I could draw, it's like here's a double click on this, make it black. I'll go to my ellipse, hold Shift. This is going to be a yellow ellipse because, Pac-Man's yellow. Grab this bar here, and then look, that easily, we made a little Pac-Man character. And then if we draw more of these circles, I'm going to hold down the Alt key, and I can just do that. And so we have kind of a Pac-Man thing. If you don't like the way he is, maybe we want his mouth this way, bring it down. It's not that big a deal. All right, an important thing to know is that when drawing any of these shapes, look, I'm going to hit my left button. I have access to all these. I'm going to hit the rectangle tool. That I don't actually have to click and drag the rectangle. What if I already knew specifically the exact size of my rectangle? I can just left click on the screen and without dragging, just one left click like so, and it brings up this option. The computer is saying, hey, we know you're trying to build this rectangle. What do you want it to look like? And so here we've got, I can type in 500 by 300. That's what's currently set to. I want it to be a perfect square, so I'm going to make this 500 by 500. Hit OK. And I've got my square. If I do it again, let me left click. What if I wanted it to be 200 by 500? Hit OK. And so it's done that rectangle. Notice here you've got this little icon. It says constrain width. So if I change this to 500, and I know I'm making a square, so I might as well constrain this width. Hit constrain. So now whatever I change this to, the height will match because it's constraining that width. So if I hit 800, height goes to 800. It just makes it simpler to do it. If I go to 80, the height goes to 80. Hit OK, and it's drawn a little 80 by 80 square. Okay, so we go over here to the shape tool, I hold it down, and I see all the options, and I can choose what kind of shape I want. I can choose polygon, for instance. If I hold my shift key, I can draw a perfect polygon. This one happens to have 6 sides to it. But what if you wanted a polygon with more sides? You want it to be nice and even like that? Well, all you have to do is when you choose this tool, right before you let go, you can use the up and down arrows. So I'm going to left click and drag, but I'm not going to let go. Now I'm going to hit my up key on my keyboard, and now I just added another point to this. I'm going to do it again, and again, and again, and I can keep doing it till it looks kind of like a circle, but it's really not, but it almost is. If I go down arrow, I can reverse the process, and it becomes a triangle, and again I can go back up one, now it's a square, up again, and so on and so forth. So here, if it's got 8 sides, obviously this would be an easy way to make a stop sign. So obviously we could come in here, make that red, and we have an easy way to make a stop sign here. All right, let's take a look at the star tool and left click on this rectangle, and then I'm going to choose star. I'm going to drag the star. I'm going to hit shift, drag, but you know, I want more points on this star. So I'm going to hit the up key, and now it's a star with 5 points, 6 points. I'm just hitting the up key on the keyboard and adding as much as I want. Now if I go backwards, I actually end up with a triangle. Go up one, you get this shape, and here's the 5-point star. I can just keep going forever and making a whole bunch of these points sticking out like so. Okay, so let's select another star. Let's drag that out. But you notice this isn't the classic star where you've got a flat line for the top of the star. If you want that look, I just click the Alt key once, and now you get this more of a classic star. If you resize it while doing it, just hold down the Alt key, and you can do that. Okay, so just like with the other shapes, I can go over to the star, left click, and instead of dragging and drawing this star, I'm just going to left click somewhere and says, okay, you're going to draw a star. Well, we have radius 1, which is the outer radius, and then we have the inner radius of the star. So if we did something extreme like 900 for the outer and the middle like only 10, then watch what it does here. I'm just going to do about, let's say, 25 points, hit OK. And you get this where you have a lot of skinny lines. And there could be a situation where you'd want something like this. Let's make these a little closer. Maybe this one's 500, and then we hit OK. And so look what it did here. The radiuses are really close, and so you get a little fatter points here. So you have a lot of versatility to changing this to make it the kind of star shape that you want. So what if you wanted to make, for instance, like a seal for a document, like a seal kind of shape? You can left click, and that would probably be around, let's say 700 for the first radius, then 900, hit OK, and you get the kind of this certificate kind of seal looking vector graphic. If you think you're ready for it, then move on to the next video where we talk about something very, very important for Adobe Illustrator. This would be a great time to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It's quick, easy, and it's free.